Hi everybody. See, that's the mess I was telling you about. Okay? Alright, so my letters that I could find, because I dropped my book, were S, R, and Q, and P. So my first sample, and the movie for that was Snow Queen. That was a pretty good one. I liked it. It was an animated movie about a girl's family, and she had to try and unfreeze the town because it had become so complacent. And an older queen of the reigning queen's family got mad when she lost her love to her sister, so she cursed them with the curse, which was they would be in a frozen state. Almost like the movie Frozen, but not quite. This was animated, and this was good. The stitch that I did was a V-stitch cluster. Can you see that? And every other row, when you go back, and then it ends up in the other one, makes it go like this. But I like that. I learned this tutorial on several different of y'all's YouTube channels. Thank you for teaching me. So just keep it on doing it. I like it. I'm a visual learner as well as a regular learner. My next movie, I'm pretty sure I did this one before, talked to you about it. This movie was made in 2014. It's another animated movie. It's called Ribbit. R-I-B-B-I-T. It's about a frog and his friend who is I want to call her a magpie, and then he's got a friend who's a butterfly. And they're all around this pond, and it takes place with them finding out who they are and finding out where they live and going along to get along and just being children and learning, growing up. And he wanted to learn to go and see the world and see the places and see what was beyond his little group. It's a pretty good animated movie. I found it on YouTube here, ironically, which was free in their free movie section. And for this one, I did the granny in line stitch. Now, with all my samples and everything, and I crocheted it tight, so I have a bunch of 4-weight yarn again, because my mom's neighbor brought Mom over some more yarn to give to me. So I did my granny in line. Now, I have several different samples that I've done over the years, but for some reason, I have to do my one, and then my next row I'll have one which is just a chain 3, and then I'll start with the cluster and go across, or the granny stitch, which is 3 double crochets into a space. But I don't do my chain 1. And then my next row, in that chain up here, I put 1, which is a chain 3, and then I put a double crochet in that same space, and I do that every other row. A lot of the tutorials, they had 3 right in the row up here, and then you crochet this away, and then the next, when you were going up, you chained 1, and you would just go over and you do 3 in a row. And I kept messing it up when they would start it out with this, and they had 2 here and 2 at this end, and then when you went up to the next row, she had 3 right here to start off the bat, with your chain 3 being one of yours counting as a stitch. And then you didn't have a hole here, you had a cluster, so you skipped over and would do it. Well, anyway, that's but like I said, I'm not editing this, you guys. I'm sorry. If I'm rambling, I'm so sorry. Now, my next movie was Queen of Versailles. It was a 2019 documentary on a family and how their family lost their business. You remember when our stock market crashed in 2008, 2009, how bad it was? This lady's house, let me tell you, she had 2 staircases, 27 bedrooms, and 8 of those had their own bathroom in them. And the house boasted 2 full-size kitchens and a ballroom and pool in the yard and butlers and maids. I felt bad for them because nobody should have to lose their home or their family business. Oh, you guys, this is also what I wanted to show you about the V-stitch grannies. Like I said, I was having trouble trying to follow the tutorial. And so here you go. There's the chain 3, and then here's where she put the 3 double crochets in. And that, she said, was row 1, and then she counted number 2. And then this 3rd row was right up here, and my 4th row, which was here. But as you can see, I didn't do quite so good, because look, there's a chain 1 here in this row, and then, like I said, it was supposed to be 3, but I've got 3 already, so there's 4, and yeah, so I had to try that again, which, as you can see, it was, I used the 5 hook on this one, and as you can see, it's for me, that's tight. Okay, so for this movie and stitch, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm just all over the place here. I did it was called the half moon stitch. If you'll give me a second, just a second, I'll show you which book I got it. Hi, I got the half moon out of this stitch, out of this book, but this is version 2, and I got it out of version 1. We had an incident where our bedroom window was open when we came home, and when we left, we normally make sure we're locked up, but something happened and somebody come in, and a lot of my things was missing. And this is my yarn room, and everything, we've just been displaced because we've been checking to see what was taken and what wasn't, and we've made a list. And as per usual, we've got a deductible that we have to satisfy, which I've got all the receipts for what was taken. So, yeah, so I'm going to put you back on pause, and we'll go back. Howdy, howdy. Okay, so this is the half moon stitch. And in that book, the lady did, the normal chain. But there was a required number of chains. But this is from a project that I frogged, because I wanted to do this sample. So we did, and so I did 5, and then the 6th one, then she did, well, you have to do a whole row of double crochets across the chain, I'm sorry. And then you go up and you chain yours, and you do I did 5, and then the 6th hole, you did she called it a double crochet, but look at this. I followed the directions, and it said double crochet and then TR, which for me that means you wrap the yarn around it 3 times and then you go in. But you do it in the 6th chain, and then you go over and do your another 5, and then you do your double crochet / treble, which it said TR, which is triple crochet, wrapping it around. And I did that, and she called this the half moon, because you would go, normally when we go in this stitch here and we do like a double crochet or treble crochet, then this stitch on top of it is already considered used, but she had you crochet in it across to your next, which is your next 6th chain, and then you did that again. You had to go behind it and pick those loops up and do 6 more. Well, I did 6, but she had to do 5 and be in the 6th. And it does this across. And I'm sorry if you can't really see the trebles, but there they are. And it's just called the half moon stitch. I liked it because it does make it just a little bit tighter, where my double crochets, you can still see through the double crochets, but it's a thicker fabric. It would have been pretty if I would have had some solid yarn, but I ran out. Now my mom's neighbor, she sent me some. So that's what I was working on for the Queen of Versailles movie or slash documentary. And I ran in and I told, I think it was Mama La Michaela and Terry from Yarn Joy podcast. I think I remember saying that I was going to go up to pee and I was going to do mine and go backwards. I did lose my whole half of the thing, so I started, instead of at the beginning, I started with the letter Z and went backwards. Because that was my original plan, was start with Z and go as far as I could go, which I did, but I lost it due to dropping my camera. And so the saga continues. I found another movie, which was Prescription for Love. And I wanted to do the popcorn stitch, but I didn't have time for it. We got sick and Christmas came, and between being sick and trying to do Christmas and clean, so when kids came over for Christmas, I could spend time with them. Well, I got sick, no kids. Okay. Sorry for not editing it and being proper with things, but got a sty in the eye, and the eye is sore. It hurts, it itches, and now I've got a runny nose. So I hope you all have a blessed and very happy new year. I'm excited to see what you guys are going to be doing in the new year. Okay, you all stay safe. Thank you for stopping by and taking a look around and taking the time to teach me. I've been having fun with Movie and Stitch. I will come back on and show you my project. This is just a sneak peek. There's a book and there's my projects from the Movie and Stitch. Alrighty. Thank you. Bye.